What's happening, guys, and welcome back to the channel and back in front of the Stamford Bridge faithful for the first time in a very long time. Chelsea kicked off their Premier League campaign with a 3-0 win against Crystal Palace. So let's get right into it. Coming off the back of the Super Cup, where we went the full 120 minutes, there are a few selections kind of up in the air, as it were, as to who was going to play, given the fact that a lot of players just been the distance in the Super Cup. A number of key players not had a lot of pre-season minutes at all. So yeah, I mean, I was slightly surprised, I must say, that neither Ben Chilwell or Reece James featured from the start. Alonso played well in the Super Cup, went the full 120, so I perhaps may have expected Chilwell to come in there, but again, not an issue. And Azpilicueta slotting in at right wing back. And I was delighted to see that Trevor Chalobah kept his place. I thought he played really well in that Super Cup and thoroughly deserved to keep his place in the starting lineup alongside Rudiger. And Andreas Christensen coming in for Kurt Zouma was to be expected, in my opinion. Again, a big blow, no N'Golo Kante. It's always bad when he doesn't play. He's irreplaceable. There's no one like him. But Kovacic came in and did a solid job in the circumstances. And in terms of the front three, obviously no Lukaku due to quarantine, and with Hakim Ziyech injured, it almost kind of picked itself. Kai Havertz on the bench, understandable given the fact that he played the full 120 in midweek. So it was down to Timo Werner, Christian Pulisic and Mason Mount to try and get the goals. In terms of the game itself, I thought we totally dominated the game. Crystal Palace offered very, very little, and I thought they were very, very poor. I wasn't expecting a lot from them, but I was expecting them to be slightly better than they were and perhaps being a little bit more expansive now they've got Patrick Vieira in charge. But, they brought very little to the table. In terms of the first half, I thought we played really well. Obviously, we opened the scoring through Marcus Alonso with a great free quick kick. And just a word on Alonso, I think, obviously, he was included in one of those initial bids for Lukaku. But given the fact we're persisting with this back five, he's vital to us in that wing-back role. Ben Chilwell is obviously the number one choice, but given the fact we're going to go deep into a lot of competitions this season, hopefully, and there's a lot of games to play, we need capable replacements in those areas, and Alonso is more than capable of doing the job. So yeah, I'm really glad that we've kept him, and it obviously looks like that Emerson is gonna be moved on, unfortunately. But yeah, carrying on into the game, obviously Alonso opens with that. Opens the scoring with that free kick, as I said. Christian Pulisic adds a second shortly before the break. Great to see him up and running again. I think it's an important campaign for him. At times last season he did struggle a bit. He's shown glimpses, and I think it's really important now that he pushes on. I think again he's another player that could benefit from the arrival of Lukaku. So great to see him on the score sheet on the opening day. And perhaps the crowning moment of the whole match itself, Trevor Chalobah getting a goal on his Premier League debut, a great strike from 25 yards. Really delighted for him. A lot of Chelsea fans will probably be aware of him. He's been one to watch in the academy, coming up through the youth ranks. Hasn't had a lot of chances in and around the first team. He had a really good pre-season and obviously thoroughly deserved his chance in the Super Cup, which I thought he took and did really well. And now he's kind of announced himself on the biggest stage of them all. A really solid Premier League debut, obviously keeping a clean sheet and capping it with a goal. And it'll be interesting now to see what the club actually do with him, because initially the plans were for him to go out on loan. But given the fact that he's had a solid pre-season, done really well in the Super Cup and scored in his Premier League debut, I think the club could be half tempted to keep him now. He could save them a lot of money. I know we're suing Jules Koundé, the Sevilla centre-half, and that deal is still in the pipeline. Obviously, we're trying to get the price down by including Kurt Zouma, but he seems slightly reluctant to be involved in that swap deal. And if it was down to me personally, I would look at keeping Chalobah. I think he fully deserves his chance this season. He's done really well. And then worst case scenario, we can obviously always send him out on loan, or send him out on loan, in January, or send him out on loan next summer. But I'm not sure we really need to be bringing in another centre-back, because for those three positions, like I said, we've got Rudiger, Christensen, Zouma, Azpilicueta, Reece James can fit in there. And we've also got Thiago Silva as well. So I'm not sure another centre-back is what's needed. But it'll be interesting to see how that develops. But yeah, in terms of the game, very comfortable, really solid performance. And it was great to see us, record a convincing win. get 3 goals. Last season, I think we really struggled in the goal scoring department. We only scored 25 league goals in Tuchel's 19 league games, which obviously definitely needs to be improved. And a lot of our success was built on a solid defence. And it was great to see us start the season with yet another clean sheet. So that does bode well. And when Lukaku gets unleashed next weekend, I think that's going to add another dimension to this team. With the amount of chances we create and his finishing ability, we should start scoring a lot more goals. And I think it will really benefit the likes of, Christian Pulisic, Mason Mount, Timo Werner to be playing up with someone like that. And just a quick word on Timo Werner. Again, not an amazing performance, really. He struggled to get into the game, in my opinion. It wasn't awful, but it's a big season for him. I think the fan base is kind of slightly split on him. Will he come good or will he not? I think this season will tell. But I do believe this could be his last chance. If he kind of has another poor season like he did last season in terms of goal scoring, then it could be one that could be moved on next summer. But in terms of moving on to the next weekend, I thought it was vitally important that we did get the win, because we've got a very tough start. We've got Arsenal, Liverpool, City, etc. to come in the first 6. So yeah, to get 3 points on the board in this one was really crucial. And I can't wait to see Lukaku unleashed against the Arsenal next week. Funnily enough, we haven't got a good record against Arteta, so it's really time that we put that one to bed and get a victory and continue this momentum. But yeah, just to conclude, guys, fantastic to see the Stamford Bridge faithful back. It makes a big difference. And we're rolling on to the next one. Arsenal next weekend. I can't wait. Make sure you smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your thoughts in the comments below on the game, and we'll catch you in the next one.